We've talked about the Federal Reserve printing less money. A lot of this has to do with inflation. Biden does touch on this, albeit he does not talk about inflation enough, being that it was like the top trending topic this year. But let's get into it.
But we have more to do. But here at home, inflation is coming down. Here at home, gas prices are down $1.50 from their peak. Food inflation is coming down, not fast enough, but coming down. Inflation has fallen every month for the last 6 months, while take-home pay has gone up. Additionally, over the last 2 years, a record 10 million Americans applied to start new businesses. 10 million.
All right. So this is where we get into baloney town, where he's just like, like, we're really being deceptive here. Inflation is still raging. The consumer price index has risen 6.5% over the past year, which is way, way above what the Federal Reserve wants it to be, which is at 2%. And we were talking, this is a good time actually to talk about why inflation happens. So basically, when the Federal Reserve starts printing more and more and more and more money, that devalues how much the dollar is worth. Right.
How have we not learned from Zimbabwe? We're gonna all
What's
be
going
poor
on in
trillionaires.
Zimbabwe, girl? What are you doing?
Girl,
what's happening?
Have you seen the Zimbabwe inflation? They have like $1 trillion bills.
No, but guess what?
It is crazy.
That $1 trillion is absolutely insane. Yeah,
they have been protests in the streets of Zimbabwe of people holding signs saying like starving billionaires, starving millionaires, starving trillionaire, because they have cash, they have billions of dollars, but it's worth nothing.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, the same thing is happening in Argentina. I'm actually going there for about a month in 6 weeks, I think.
Love that,
which is really exciting. But yeah, inflation has been out of control over there, and the economy is just an absolute wreck, which, you know, I'm guessing the government realized that them just pumping tons and tons and tons of money into the economy couldn't last forever. And they decided to slow down and pull back a little bit on that. But pumping all of this money into the economy is how the government decides to, you know, get it running again. So that's why they were doing it during COVID and over the past 2 years. But this got way out of hand, which, you know, we all saw at the pump, at the grocery stores. Grocery prices are still very, very high. The only reason it's coming down is because the Federal Reserve said, okay, we're gonna start pulling back a little bit on printing all of this money, which is gonna cause the interest rate to rise. This is gonna tame inflation, but what it's also going to do is cause a market reset. So the market, buyers and sellers, have been operating under the assumption that there's all of this money out there, and the reality of what's happening is going to start setting in, which is why we're saying, you know, a lot of companies are going to have to start making layoffs, and you'll probably see a correction in the stock market, you know?
And isn't this crazy that political scientists, economists, commentators, me, myself, and I, we were all saying this a couple years ago, don't shut down. I know it's going to lead to printing more money, more government spending. We're going to have inflation. And here we are. Here we are, because stuff was a little bit cheaper during COVID because businesses weren't getting as much. Flights were cheaper. Food at restaurants was cheaper. It was cheaper to eat out. That was a great time if you weren't scared of COVID and you were part of the 1% of people that was actually going out and enjoying life and stuff during that time.
I think
but
both
now it's
of us
horrible.
were.
And yeah, I was living life. I was having a hot girl summer and everything, but it totally backfired. What'd you just do that face for, Meg? Anyways, it totally backfired. Now we're living in this inflationary time, and we talked on the phone before this morning to finalize what we were going to talk about, and I was in the grocery store and I was checking out with all my stuff. All that stuff that I just listed I was going to make, that cost $114. $114. I was not at Whole Foods, okay? I was not at Sprouts. I was not at Air One. I was at the local grocery store, and all that cost $114. And I was just thinking back to when that might have cost $75 2 years ago. You know, like it was just
Absolutely.
insane.
Yeah, and it's making it harder for people to budget and eat. I mean, like I personally, I'm I'm making more than I ever have. I'm only 24 for context, so it's not like I've ever made that much in the past, but I am still very much tight on budget because rental prices have skyrocketed, grocery store prices have skyrocketed, gas prices are still very high. I paid $3.29 at the gas station this morning. About a year ago, that would have been
Music to
four
my
something.
ears.
I know it
Music to
sounds
my
low, but
ears.
it's not low.
I
You
know.
know, if
I know.
it's
It's
higher
not low for
than
y'all. It's not
pi
low for y'all.
3.14, then it's too high.
Dude,
That's
we
my
had over
logic.
$7 here. It was crazy. I saw the highest I saw in LA was 756. That was over the summer.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, it was bad.
People were like canceling vacations and stuff because they just couldn't afford the
Yeah,
gas to get there. Yeah, that was
insane.
absolutely insane.
And now people are trying to like I've seen some crazy just a lot of budgeting tactics. I don't know if you're on like TikTok or Instagram Reels, but I follow a lot of like stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home wife, like
Mhm.
try to wife content because it just, it fuels my soul a little bit.
It's
And a
inspirational.
lot of the moms are saying it's actually cheaper to buy some stuff pre-cooked, or certain places it's cheaper to eat out. And there was this one cost breakdown I saw, and I actually learned this for myself the other day at the grocery store. It's cheaper to buy a fully cooked rotisserie chicken than a pack of 2 chicken breasts.
Mhm.
What? That blew my mind. A pack of 2 chicken breasts at the local grocery store, I just went up there today, is about $12. The rotisserie chicken that's fully cooked is less than $10. I don't understand it.
It's absolutely insane. But yeah, like essentially Biden is here saying, "Oh, we made it past inflation. Like things are coming down." Things are coming down, but we still remain in the highest period of inflation since the 80s.
And he
So,
cannot take credit for any of the reduction. He has been fighting tooth and nail to do anything he can to increase spending, to increase federal printing. I mean, it's just absurd that he even claims to take credit for that.